OG, MG, VO, V. Life had never been pretty, couldn't even put it in a frame. By any means had to get it, but always kept my hands clean. Making moves across the nation, every dollar made a dream. Building profit from creation, any thought could be a thing. How could they take it if they never gave it? If I'm unslaved, then it's me that's gonna make it. I feel like I'm meant for better, and you should too, because we all deserve to feel special. Don't let no one tell you I'm riddled with bullets of failure, but none of my vitals are felt through. My resolve is deeper than Gaunt's when Peter took kite from his arms. I'll travel at God's speed until dawn, just to obtain what I want. It pays me to break all these personal bonds, but niggas just not what we on. I'm bigger than playing the role of a pawn. My image is not a facade. My demons are friends with the boss. He treats me like one of the boys. Would you cross the sticks without giving it a second thought? Been a risk taker and a heartbreaker. I'm just trying to make a way. Doomsday clock still ticking. I'm just out making plays. Good kid with a smart mouth, built from trauma and the pain. Nigga, you a surfboard in a shark's pool. I'ma always be the wave. Been a risk taker and a heartbreaker. I'm just trying to make a way. Doomsday.
Let's go. Chat, what's the word? Let's go. If you hop in here, make sure that you share this everywhere on every platform. Let's get it. You already know how we do it. Turn it up.
A couple of devils around for a couple of niggas that think they could get with me. Pull up and empty the 50. Clean up your block and the lickety splickety. VOB keeping them with me, filling them up, making this little nigga filthy. Who gon' pull up and come get me? I'm known from Boston to Compton. You know the bomb where you at. I'm loading up all guns and cop guns. You
Add that earn hashtag.
I never figured it until we figured it, nigga figured that. And you was the nigga I'm fucking these bitches with, jigging in back of the trap with packs and straps. Oh nigga, I got the juice, bitch, best obey your thirst. While I'm riding on 23s, my enemies is in hearses, yeah. And any weapon formed against me, better bust and hit me up first. These bullets is cursed, so I hope your mama knows. A risk taker and a heartbreaker. I'm just trying to make a way. Doomsday clock still ticking. I'm just out making plays. Good kid with a smart mouth, built from trauma and the pain. Nigga, you a surfboard in a shark's pool. I'ma always be the wave.
All right, chat, let's get it. Let's get it. So we do got a special guest in here. It's Freaky Friday, man. Payday in America, fast running, independent day, and aggressive yuppie day. You already know how we get down on these AMAs. This one's been heavily requested, and I've been wanting to talk to these goats, man, on just crypto. You feel me? Just crypto and being able to get some alpha. So we finally got the Earn fam up in here. Both spouses. Let's go. Chat, let me get some action in the chat. Like, subscribe, share this everywhere. All right, 1 second. Let's bring our guests on here now. All right. What's up, good brother? Can you hear me?
You're great, man. How you doing?
Let's get it, man. How you feeling today on a Friday?
Doing good. Nice sunny day. Been a busy week. I know people talking about the markets being down, but Bitcoin being over all-time high. I think that spiritual makes me in the bull run. It's just people don't know what it means. So,
oh yeah.
Good.
Look. If anybody can tell somebody what it means, man, it's y'all, man. It's y'all. So we gonna get into that. First and foremost, I want you to introduce yourself, man. How you got into crypto, your guys' project. I'm gonna let you take it from here.
Yeah, so I've been in crypto for a little while. I started off actually as a GPU miner several years ago. I used to work full-time as an IT security consultant in Chicago, mostly supporting law firms in the area, like disaster recovery, networking, stuff like that. So I became familiar with Bitcoin through like folks getting ransomware attacked. And I wanted to figure out a way to acquire the cryptocurrency Bitcoin without having to go to kiosks and sometimes pay for ransoms. So I started up mining, just a little POC, proof of concept, just as one GPU, where it was mining about 15 to 20 bucks per day. And this card only costs like $400. So I went down the rabbit hole of setting up about several hundred GPUs, mining roughly about $8,000 worth of electricity bill, per month. Did that for several years, mined a lot of different algorithms, made a lot of connections and different communities, and that was my foothold into cryptocurrency. I was actually kind of on Lena got into it too because of all the mining rigs running at my space. She, I guess, became curious of what the hell are these mining rigs running all the time, and That's when you done dabbling into cryptocurrency yourself. Give you a little bit of Ethereum back then. I think it was like 60, $80 for Ethereum, which
Sheesh.
is why I'm right now to look into it. Even set up mining on your computer at one point.
Yeah, I mind.
Mine a little Ethereum, yeah. So did that for a while. During the pandemic, basically decided it was a good time to liquidate the mining farm because of chip shortage, and GPUs were actually more expensive than what they were when I purchased them brand new several years ago, and got into DeFi. And so we've learned a lot in crypto, multiple chains like BNB, Ethereum, Arbitrum, even Base now. And we've been building, and Earn is our project that's been out since October of 11th. And if you guys don't know what it is, Earn is the technical side of it. It's a hyperinflationary reflection token. Like I said, it was launched on Ethereum, but it's also a multi-chain. So before I start going into all the details of Earn, which could be pretty extensive, did you want to talk to me about your crypto background?
Yeah, I mean, as Michael said, he was the one that I heard about blockchain technology before, and even said in a seminar at some point at the university. But yeah, Michael was talking about it all the time, and so yeah, I got the wallet, I got some Ethereum from him, and I used to be am much more risk averse than Michael is, and Michael was like fully degenning on BNB last in 2021. And I didn't really do that. Wasn't super interested in it. But what I observed was also he got wrecked quite a few times.
My best investment was probably Dogebread.
Dogebread was amazing. Literally went to zero. Yeah, and so he got really frustrated about it, and we talked, and then we were, hey, to be 100% sure that this project doesn't rug you or is a scam otherwise, is to do your own project. And that's we started to research like how to do it, and I started to reading contracts, and I have a little bit of a programming background, and so I got really interested in it, and also like how the whole thing works, and I really love like just the ideals. I would say there are ideals because we probably never will reach them, but the ideals crypto is based on having something permissionless, something decentralized for people to use that is accessible for everyone. I really like that idea, and so yeah, that's when we became more and more Web3 until we're now full-time Web3.
That's what's up, man. I definitely got a question for you, Miss Nadina, especially with the whole coding aspect and how you guys did it. But before we actually get into the Earn, so Mike, I heard you mention mining, correct?
Mining, yeah, GPU mining.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I got a two-part question for you, man, because I'm huge on the narrative, but it's nothing like talking to somebody who has experience behind GPU. So my first question is, Mike, would you say that mining is profitable? Was it profitable back then, and is it something that you would do today? And because of your experience in GPU, how do you feel about the new GPU narrative taking over crypto and AI?
So
Is it a legit narrative?
yeah, so going back to the mining part first. So when I was mining, initially it was very profitable. I mean, you can use a $400 or $500 1080 Ti GPU card, the 10 series card back in the day, and you could make $10 to $20 per day utilizing that card. That's very good ROI. But these prices fluctuate dramatically, and so it got to a certain point where my like $7,000 to $8,000 electricity bill was actually, if not more than what I was bringing in, just barely break even. And so a lot of GPU farms shut down because of this. And there's also a lot of time you put into, pointing to a certain algorithm, chasing different spec mining, or just mining Ethereum. Now, what I did notice that after the Ethereum upgrade that happened, where it became proof of stake versus proof of work, a lot of algorithms that were mining, making a decent amount of money with your GPUs became completely unprofitable. It was like the mining apocalypse, if you would call it that. So a lot of people stopped mining around that same time, and it just happened to coincide with me deciding to sell off my GPUs because of the chip shortage due to the pandemic.
There we go.
And since then, I kind of haven't really been in it because of that. And when people get into mining, they have to realize that what they're doing, with the way they make the most money, is they're trying to mine something that isn't yet listed on an exchange or accessible via purchase. And you don't want to do an OTC deal because trust issues most of the time. So spec mining is where the money's at, monitoring projects come out and actually trying to mine them early. You can make a lot of money doing that. But I mean, today, you're trying to mine something, it makes almost more sense just to buy the cryptocurrency versus mining it because you're still getting in pretty early. So if you're looking at a way to do an off-ramp and on-ramp, I'm talking if you don't want to have your information like, I guess, KYC, if you're putting money in, then maybe mining is the way to go, especially if you have a much larger operation. Because you can mine thousands of dollars of cryptocurrency per month without having to deposit money into a Coinbase or a Binance and have it monitored. But that's a whole other thing. My thoughts on mining that way. But going back to the AI narrative with like GPUs, I mean, I feel like it's going to be pretty big. I mean, there's a lot of AI projects that are coming out. It's been fairly popular for a little while now, but I guess we'll see where it all goes down the line. But
yeah, I mean, GPUs are really, when it comes to AI, GPUs are basically specialized hardware for AI. It's like how you train AI models. They're extremely efficient with it. When it comes to mining, now we have more specialized hardware that is not GPUs, like ASICs. So I think mining has become more of like a business model instead of like for the individual, because they can invest into even research how to make miners more efficient that will make them more money in the future. And with the competition and the halvings that come every 4 years now for Bitcoin, you need more efficient hardware every time. And I think that's also a little bit the goal, right? That you will have more and more efficient hardware and make it more sustainable over time. I think it's kind of a cool concept, but for an individual to do that, it's probably fairly difficult. And if you want to be involved in the mining, it might make more sense to invest into a mining company. That you can sort of buy shares and then you get paid out crypto that they're mining. And I think it becomes more of like a model like that instead of the individual mining at home, unless, who knows, maybe someone comes up with a very lightweight, very efficient miner that people just can plug in at home and make money that way. I mean, we'll see what the technology, how it's going to develop over time. But GPUs, yeah, they're for AI. They're perfect, and I'm sure like that's why Nvidia stocks.
Right. yeah, because we've been seeing a lot of those GPU projects go parabolic. Of course, you guys who have experience can kind of like decipher between the ones that's actually real and the ones that's kind of like throwing those buzzwords out there. You get what I'm saying? So I've always like to pick the brains of the people that have that experience. And speaking of the market, man, We've having a little correction. We both have projects here, but we're seeing a little correction throughout the market. We've seen Bitcoin hit an all-time high before the halving cycle, so we're in uncharted territory. How do you feel about the current sentiment? Would you say the bull market is over, or is this just the beginning?
I think it's just beginning. I feel like if you have reserves and you've been DCAing in, you might want to consider how much you're DCAing in to go a little bit heavier. I mean, now that Bitcoin has gone over its all-time high, there's a fundamental change that I believe is occurring. That's when everyone's going to start talking about this in mass media, friends, family, your grandmother. Now we're going to hear about this. And I think it's going to start the flow of money coming in. I mean, this happened the last 2 cycles almost exactly like that. The second it went over, people start talking about it. And then it's kind of like self-fulfilling prophecy. It just grows from there. So yeah, we've corrected back down from the all-time high to like 68, 67K, but we went over it.
Yeah.
And so now everyone knows that that happened,
Right.
and everywhere now. So I would start investing into things that haven't moved, that have a good narrative, because you can see some explosive growth in things in the very near future now, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think these pullbacks are normal, right? You always have these liquidations that from people that happen at a certain level, and then it's a little pullback. But yeah, I don't understand why people say like, "Oh, it's dumping. The market is dumping." Like when you think back where we were like a few months ago, I mean, it's a crazy difference. I also think that it's gonna last for a while. I've seen analyses that say that this bull market might actually go longer than any that we've seen before, because they used to be very quick and brief and almost like, oh my God, it's already over. But that this one might actually last over a year, possibly. So we'll
Oh,
see. Let's see what it brings.
right,
Yeah.
right. Any how you think we can go? Any predictions on what you guys think BTC will top out at?
I've been hearing a lot of different estimates. Some people saying 250,000,
Okay.
a few 100,000, but I personally think it'd get just about close to about 300,000, maybe a
Woo!
little bit before we see a significant pullback, and that's just me.
That'd
Gotta
be a
go to that.
crazy altcoin season.
Yeah, I mean that's how it works, right? Bitcoin gets this massive injection if it has more market dominance, and then when it gets to a certain point, you have this overflow of money into alts and then into lower cap memes, and that's when you see lower cap projects do 10,000 X's because that money's just flowing over from one project to another. It's still over what it is,
That's
and I think that's just inevitable to happen
right.
repeatedly in the past.
Especially with all these suits and ties and the new liquidity that we're getting here from BlackRock, which I seen a little a post on X a little bit earlier how what it took 4 years to MicroStrategy to get this amount of Bitcoin that they specifically had, and then you got BlackRock who was able to accumulate the same amount in less than a couple months. That's absolutely insane. So now we're seeing a lot
Yeah.
of that retirement money from the boomers actually get into to Bitcoin. And at the end of the day, they want to leave their generation something as well. I think people are warming up to BTC being the digital gold. You get what I'm saying? So, I believe that this cycle is going to be absolutely insane. And since, we've set up, our communities to, put themselves in a position to get into projects early. I want to touch on Earn, man, because I've been following this project for a while. I've hopped in a couple of you guys' spaces. But tell me a little bit about Earn, man. What separates it from other deflationary projects or projects that say they're hyper deflationary? Yeah, just give me some alpha.
Yeah, so Earn launched at a 5K market cap. We call it hyperdeflationary because what we did is that we took half of the supply and we sent it to a dead wallet, or you can say it's been destroyed. And so the way the contract is configured, which might seem oversimplified, is that all it does is it takes on every single transaction 2% of that money that's being moved and reflects it back to all holders. And since one of the holders, the half of the supply, is the burn wallet, that means that wallet is growing exponentially. And so Nadine and I were talking about this the other day. Essentially what's happening is that on every single buy, sell, and transfer, the floor is going up indefinitely. And so you can see the burn wallet as a wallet that's constantly buying tokens and holding them forever, and every single time there's a transaction in this project. So started off at 5K. We've hit an all-time high with 11.5 million, something like that. But at the end of the day, this project is designed to go up on indefinitely. And that sounds weird to say that, but if you look at it, if you put $1,000 in, take $1,000 out, your floor is going to be higher every single time going up. And I'm saying the same money in, the same money out, the price is going to go up. And that's just how it's designed, because the burn wallet is constantly, looks like it's buying tokens in a sense in every single transaction. So we launched 2 NFT collections with this project to facilitate that happen faster. So if anyone looks at the project, you'll see that there is a buy, hold, earn wallet labeled in Etherscan that holds something like 109 million tokens. And then they'll see circulating supply says like 432 million tokens. And remember, the total was 1 billion. So those tokens sitting in the buy, hold, earn wallet are also not in circulation, even though it looks like they are because they're not earned. And the reason those aren't in circulation is because those are being collected from all the minting fees of the NFTs. So Big Alpha is a lot less tokens than people think that are available in this project to purchase. To be exact, it's only about 16, 15 million tokens remaining in the V2 liquidity pool. But you need roughly about 95 million tokens to mint out all the remaining NFTs. So simply what I'm saying is that there aren't enough tokens available to purchase out of the V2 pool to mint out all the remaining NFTs. So even if someone tried to do that, they tried to purchase every single token out of the liquidity pool to mint out the NFTs, I mean, it would probably be something, several hundred million, billion-dollar market cap if it's even attempted to do that. So the only one or two things could happen here. People that hold tokens need to mint, or the price is going to get to a certain point, 50 million, 100 million, a billion, and they need to decide to sell. So the person can buy the tokens that they've sold and make the same decision that they did, mint or hold to a higher point. And so this is pretty insane if you look at it, because what it means is that since the NFTs can only be minted with earned tokens, it is making the NFTs extremely valuable, because all the NFTs have bounty rewards on them that are paid out after all the NFTs are minted out. So, for example, a red flame or a red flame ling shouldn't or wouldn't even sell for less than $8,000 or $8,500 per NFT, because the bounty reward payout is 1 million earned tokens, which is roughly about $8,000 to $9,000 right now. So when Earn gets to about $125 million market cap, I mean, that means that a red flame or a red flame ling will be selling an OpenSea for anywhere between $250,000 to $300,000 per NFT. And this is how it's designed to make these NFTs very expensive. I'm talking like 4 to 8 yacht club level expensive, essentially.
It gets easier and easier with your session.
Yeah. But I'm not joking. When we get to about $100 million market cap, don't be surprised if you see an NFT selling an OpenSea for over $250,000. I mean, that's how it's designed to work. And then as the price goes up and up and up, that's going to correlate to the value of the NFTs because there's bounties on them, and a number of other things with the NFTs that are put into effect to make them become really valuable. So if you guys haven't checked out the NFTs, I would definitely suggest doing so, because it's a lot to them that work in the Earn ecosystem with like Flameling tokens and reflection share, not revenue share, but it's called reflection share, where you just hold an NFT, you'll get tokens actually from just participating and holding that NFT, Flame or Flameling.
That's absolutely insane, man, because I'm seeing across the board throughout the X platform that I'm starting to see people that have actually tokens. It seems like you guys are like building an entire ecosystem, right? Like people have their own tokens within the ecosystem, and that kind of like sparked my interest, because I'm like, wow, I've never seen a project do that without a chain. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that you guys are kind of like building your own ecosystem, can you kind of touch on how that works? Like, how do I, if I bought an NFT, how does that make me have my own token through your ecosystem?
You're right. It is kind of like having your own chain, right? Because if you have a chain, then people need to utilize your token to pay gas. And so that's what's utilized to operate inside of that ecosystem. That's how BNB works. That's how Ethereum works. Phantom, Avalanche, we've been going on this for a long time with all the different chains that are out there. Well, Earn, if you have a Flameling NFT, you can potentially have your own representation of a dividends reward token.
Wow.
And no, I mentioned before that Earn is a multi-chain ecosystem. So we're currently on BNB, Solana, and base chain. So this is utilizing the exact same supply that's on ETH. Earn is an ETH token that has expanded out to different chains using the exact same supply, which is hyperdeflationary. So Earn being on BNB is a 0 tax token, but it's also a hyperdeflationary token on BNB. So if you just hold your tokens on BNB, every single transaction that occurs on the each side is reducing the circulating supply across all chains. And with these dividend reward tokens that are built off of these flame link tokens, every single time someone buys or sells a flame link token, what is happening is that the contract of that flame link token is designed to go out to the Earn BNB contract and buy up the tokens and then airdrop them as dividends to all the flame link token holders. So what we've created here is this crazy unique system where every single time a flame link dividends reward token launches, we're creating this consistent buy pressure, buying up tokens off the Earn BNB chart, airdropping them out to anyone that's being participated in these launches or trading these tokens, starting at a 1K market cap. And who's not attracted to getting into a legitimate safe project at 1K market cap? And they're getting all these Earn BNB tokens sent to them that are the same token as it's on ETH, that's on Solana, that's on base chain or any other chain that we launch. And since the token is hyperdeflationary, you're just spreading these tokens out there, kind of like a virus that's landing in everyone's wallets that show up on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. So they'll see them and be like, what is this? You know, what is this token? It's in my wallet. It's a very unique airdrop utility that expands exponentially. I mean, we have 1,000 NFTs and we've only done 8 of them so far. So we have another 992 to go, which would be launching one roughly about the next 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So. Now you got me feel, Mike. You got me feel like I bought Earn on the wrong chain, bro. I bought it on ETH, man. What am I doing? I need to have got it on BNB.
Both things have a good use because on ETH you get the reflections, right? You pay the fee, but then you earn the reflections, and ETH has quite, I would say, a little bit more volume than BNB. And on BNB, you don't pay the fee, but you also don't get reflections. So it allows us to do all these awesome use cases because it would be quite difficult to create a dividend token or a token that's already taxed. And so it allows us to build on top of Earn with a zero tax token that is connected to deflationary supply on the east side. So
yeah, it's pretty well. I mean, if you don't know what to do in the ecosystem, you could just buy, hold, Earn. Just buy, Earn.
look! Don't do me like that, Mike. Don't do me. Look, and I got a question for you, Nadina, because I'm assuming that you're the one that's coding all of them that spawn in Mint, correct?
Most of it, yeah.
Okay. So Mike said something very interesting to me, and I have a little bit of experience with starting liquidity pools, but I know that y'all strategically start them at 1K. How do y'all combat against like these bots and stuff when you start a pool at 1K?
Well, so we've learned, this is interesting because I've learned this through experience. Earn was launched at a 5K market cap.
Okay.
And then the day it launched, and then we can see this is all public on the blockchain. We even provided the contract fully transparent, like 4 or 5 days in advance, posted on our X account, posted on the website, shared in the TG. So everyone has access to it, right? So that because we believe this project's going to go into the billions, so we want to make sure everything is by the book at the very start. And the day it launched, I think somebody purchased something like almost 300 million tokens. Now, mind you, remember, the circulating supply was 500 million at launch. That means that one person bought up over half of the tokens, right? But what we found is that, one, no one holds, because this individual dumped their entire bag at around 15K market cap, just sold everything up. And since we've been pushing Earn, we've noticed that the top holders, how much they hold is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And so we have no max wallet. We have no blacklist. We have no whitelist function. The contract's pronounced. It's a simple 2% reflection token. You buy it, you hold it, you earn it. And we found that people have different selling points, you know? Even with these tokens we launch at 1K, we've noticed that sometimes there'll be someone that buys in a couple 100 million, but they don't last more than a couple of hours, if a day max, and they sell out. And we just tell everyone in our community, we are launching these the same way we did Earn, just DCA in.
Right.
and just work your way up. You know, you can get a decent bag waiting a couple of hours. You don't have to buy in at the very beginning of the launch, or you can if you're good at sniping. It's really your decision if you want to do it.
Yeah,
Nah.
the bots are actually beneficial to both to earn as well because it's producing reflections,
Yes.
right? And claiming tokens too because it pays out dividends. So even though you're allowing the snipers to grab a large bag and then dump everything a little bit later, but that a lot of it is getting redistributed to the holders and that finds out earned, right? So we actually have often with these flaming token launches, we have quite a spike on the BNB side of Earn because you have those large volume in the beginning, and that creates large buys on the BNB side.
Buy pressure on the BNB side, which in turn means there's buy pressure on the ETH side and the Solana side, because remember, it's the same token. So if the price is high on the BNB side, it's only wise to go buy Earn on ETH and then bridge it over to take advantage of the price difference. And this is the contract pushing that price up. So the contracts are constantly creating that buy pressure on Earn BNB. So that essentially what that means is that the BNB price of Earn is usually and definitely going to be it's higher than the ETH price. And so people will buy up Earn on ETH to just try to get to the same price as it is on the BNB side. I mean, I think I looked recently, I think even right now, Earn on ETH is like 2.085 or something like that. But then on the BNB side, it's about a penny and a half. You know, and so it only makes sense for anyone looking at that. Like, well, hell, I might as well go buy some Earn on ETH, which is burning tokens, which is redistributed tokens, transfer them to BNB, which is burning tokens and redistributing tokens, just to try to take advantage of the arbitrage. And so we're creating this environment where there's constant movements, which is consistently burning and redistributing tokens just essentially indefinitely. By launching these flamelings, by the NFTs being minted, this is a lot going on that keeps this thing turning.
I was gonna assume that sometimes y'all have dealt with arbitrage before when you was mentioning that. I know it gets a little wonky with having being a multi-chain token, but you were able to pull it off, man, and that's why I respect what you got going on. I know I've been working on some things with my project as far as multi-chain. I even reached out to Chainport because I know that you spoke on them a little bit earlier in a couple spaces ago. And I was going about it in a whole different way, and it seemed a little bit more easier the way that you mentioned it with Chainport. So now I got like a meeting with them on Monday, and you know what I'm saying, I got some exciting things that I'm trying to do over there with Chainport. So I gotta throw you to assist with that, because I think I was going about the hard way and the more expensive way. And when you started talking about it, I'm like, let me reach out to Chainport and see if this is a little bit more seamless than Axelar and their whole interchain ecosystem there. But I've noticed that you guys, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, so there are 3 major ones out there that I have researched that work pretty well. You have Chainport, Dport, and they call it Portal now. I used to call it Wormhole. I think I still call it Wormhole.
Right.
But I have noticed that Chainport doesn't currently have support for tax tokens. So if your contract is renounced and there's taxes on the tokens, they may get stuck inside of in the transfer process. Dport does currently have support for that, and Wormhole does too, or Portal. Right, so when you go through the process of testing it out, or bring this up in your meeting, if you have taxes, I would just let them know that that's the case. If you can't, whitelist these addresses that are currently doing that. But it's something to be aware of. We've learned the hard way how that works, and it's something that that people that are looking to do multi-chain should just know to do little first and figure out if it works or not.
Nah, I respect that, good brother. We're 0-0, you know what I'm saying? So I was listening to you when you said that. I was like, okay, yeah, we qualify for that aspect. But with Earn, right? I noticed you guys do it a little bit different. In chat, go crazy, man. Show Earn some love. Check out the links. I put the links in the description. Beautiful project. I hold this myself. Wasn't given anything. I took my own bag and bought it just because I believe in the developers. I love developers that show their face, man. Because I know how hard this is. but you guys do it a little bit different. You took a little different should I say route as far as how you guys go about marketing, CEXs and things of that sort. You're more of the organic, word of mouth growth. Why have you chosen that route opposed to the marketing, the CEX, the market making? You know this stuff that happens behind scenes, baby.
Yeah, so the marketing question is something that's consistently coming up since the day one that we launched this thing at 5K. When marketing, when push. Thing it's already gone to 11 million on the market cap, and everyone still thinks we don't market this thing. But it's just done in a different way. I mean, what is marketing? Marketing, going onto a space, talking to people, building those connections, relationships, being part of different private well rooms or groups, alpha groups, and just having conversations with people that might run different lounges and spaces, building those relationships and just talking to people. I think a lot of people think that marketing is only, hey, pay this YouTuber, pay this influencer, for, 1 ETH, 2 ETH, and that's marketing. They make a post, versus you just making a post, or building up your own channel, build up a YouTube channel, build up your X account, or host your own spaces. It's different now, what people do.
Or use the money to just buy into the charts because people just chase green candles.
Yeah.
It's the most So yeah, and I mean we've tried out different like influencers, and there's so many out there, and very few are like you, actually good people, that care.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's like often it's just a waste of money, even though everybody's pushing. You have to pay this person, this person, this person, but what you achieve is a brief spike, if any, and then it's going to go back down where it was. Because most people are not, people that listen to like an influencer with a large following, right? They don't research. They just listen to them, they buy it, and they don't know what it's about.
Preach.
They want their 5, 10, 100x. If they don't get it within a few days or a few hours, they're out.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's not helping really to grow your community. Yeah, it's maybe you have a few wallets more or a few holders more, but long term, it's not going to sustain your project. And we need people that nobody is about. They like what they see, and then they're here for the long run, whether they're a passive holder or they're an engaged community member. We want those that actually understand what we're doing.
Yeah. So
with
more.
I'm definitely a big fan of projects that allow you to earn a passive income and kind of like compound your crypto, make your crypto work for itself. That's basically what DeFi is about. And I think communities sleep on that, a lot of fluff that goes on into, I know personally, how it is being I call myself enthusiast. I don't even like to be considered an influencer. But yeah, they either dump the tokens or, you know what I mean? It's ineffective, right? And then it's the same thing from these VCs that kind of like, I call them sharks, right? They see projects or maybe inexperienced devs and they promise this and that. And it's just like a whole thousands of dollars. We talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then it sometimes it's not even worth it. You look at some of these charts with some of these partnerships and it's like, wow, our charts is doing a lot more better than these projects that have these partnerships and paying for friendships. Basically, what I call it.
I think what happens is they try to take over the project. They'll try to get so much of the supply, and they get paid a amount of money from the taxes to have a large control of the project, so that they can pivot where it goes and make the most money. And since they're not front facing, really, it's the founders or the devs' fault. Whatever happens, then at some point they get dumped the whole entire thing, and then move into the next one. And so, yeah, like sharks is what they are. They just get in, they sink their teeth in, get X amount of money out of it. They feed off of whatever marketing funds that are there from the developer's pocket. And then once it doesn't make sense anymore, they move on to the next one. There's a lot of that stuff that occurs out there.
Insane.
Yeah, and like we do pay for stuff. I mean, like we don't publicize, how much money we have or a marketing wallet. I mean, there isn't one. It's like we just recently paid for CoinMarketCap, and most people know that's like $5,000.
Yeah. So at launch, we didn't allocate any tokens to anything.
No.
We bought in like everyone else. Mm-hmm. And as Michael mentioned, we made it public, the contract, so nothing was hidden. And we did that on purpose because we did want to create something that can sustain without us eventually, that it's just going to grow this big and this decentralized as possible and live forever, hopefully.
It's funny, like we say repeatedly that Earn is 100% community driven, but that's not exciting. But people get excited about community takeovers.
Exactly.
We're earning the exact same thing, but oh, guess what? There's actually devs and builders behind
it.
Yo, I noticed that you ain't going for that community takeover thing. You be breaking hearts as soon as you start speaking on it. It is crazy because you know how it is when we get in these spaces. It's like, oh, community takeover, and then when someone asks them like, oh, well, do you control the Twitter? Do you control that marketing wallet? It's like dead silent. So it's really
right. There's a tax wallet. There's no marketing wallet. No one has access to the website. You can't change the damn EtherScan. You can't change the market cap. But community takeover, bullish. Bullshit.
Right, and whoever started is still getting paid on the back end. They just basically gave up all of the responsibility of the project because this stuff it can get stressful. It's been since I've been started less than 60 days. I've had sleepless nights. Guys, you know how this thing is, man. It's like the people you want to work with, they're on different time zones. You got to make sure you're up for that time zone, this time zone, and really closing out these deals does take a lot of energy. So over here on this channel, we do preach mental health, man, and just touching grass. But I want to touch on this because we got a lot of new people that's coming into crypto, right? And I recently went through it where we had a massive 5x overnight, did something crazy, right? And then all these new people were piling, buying green candles, and they're like, oh, it went down 30% after that. If you could tell any new person out there, that's just getting into crypto, that's looking to get into maybe smaller market cap projects and not just focus on the blue chips, what would y'all say?
I would say, people say do your research, but I would say actually spend time on spaces. Don't rush into anything. Listen, I know a lot of influencers that are gonna make people FOMO. They'll show one wallet transaction where they put in, an ETH and they made millions of dollars, and they won't talk about all the shit, the money they lost on other things at all. So they'll get people tricked in that way. But I would say spend time on spaces, not even the ones that are, large amounts of people in. Go to the smaller ones and actually talk to people. Get to know communities, get to know people in there, find out who's real and who's just trying to sell you something like a used car salesman, and then when you find something, just figure out what financially works for you. If you only have $1,000 and that's it, don't put the $1,000 in at one time. Split that up into like $100 a piece over a certain time. I mean, most projects that are legitimate, if you look at them over a timeline, if you just would have put in did a DCA investment strategy, you would be up dramatically on most legitimate projects.
Facts.
And I know that's not what most people say. They do like 8 life savings and throw your money in, but then people get stressed out. They throw in way too much money. They can't afford to lose it. There's a 50% retracement and they panic sell. And then it turns, usually at that moment, it goes the other direction, and then they buy at a higher point. Then they retrace it again, and then they sell again, and they lose everything. And that shit happens so often. And you would never hear me stay in a space, overinvest or ape everything in. I always say this: DCA, whatever amount of money works for you. And the only person that knows that is the investor. Like no one can tell anyone how much money to put into anything, because then you get negative community sentiment or investors that are upset that will probably call FUD or FUD for entry, and it could just all blow up.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyone that's new, just be careful and don't overinvest. Because look at it as like it's a highly volatile. All these things are highly volatile. Shit, Bitcoin is volatile. Even it's the top one that's out there, and people are still getting wrecked on Bitcoin by going in too heavy. But yeah, just don't overinvest.
Yeah, and something to add: if you invest, and however you make the decision to invest, be aware that it's your own decision and nobody can make you money. It's when you trade, it's you that makes money or loses money, because you get often people that come in with the mindset that, I put my money in here and then these people are going to do some magical things and I'm going to have 10 times as much later on.
Oh, I love those. They'll put money in.
Right, but I feel like crypto is where you are responsible for your own actions. Yes, there are lots of scammers out there, but yeah, you have to go into it with knowing that, being aware of it. if you're getting scammed, it's probably your own fault most of the time.
With Ethereum, so we launched at like 5K and then around 50K market cap. Several of our top holders messaged and say, hey, you know, this isn't moving fast enough. We just feel like you're not pushing it. We're gonna rotate and be right back. And it was really respectful. You know, they reached out and said that. They didn't have to say that, but you know what project they went into? ETHEREUM, which rugged 3 days later. And they didn't leave $1 worth of earn. They went everything and moved. It was all on the blockchain. We saw it going, and I'm like, people chase things that are hyped up and get wrecked so often. Spiral was another one where we saw recently a lot of people leaving several legitimate projects and throwing tens of thousands of dollars into it that just rubbed. And so, I mean, I post like, you guys should be careful and not do this. And people say, oh, well, you think it's their fault? I'm like, in a way, yes, it is their fault, because you are chasing something that people are telling you to get into immediately, and you're getting tricked. It's are they saying that Star Wars thing? It's trapped, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't be trapped.
Yeah, you have to go into it with knowing there is a high probability this could be a scam. Unless you have talked to the people, you know who they are, you know, you've got some like opinions about who is running the project, and you're doing really due diligence to figure out like what this project is about. But if you're just aping something and you're gonna get scammed, I think it's your fault. Don't blame then the community or the dev or whatever for it, because it's your money and you make the decision to do something very risky.
Yeah, and that's one thing too. We don't like shell shame anyone. If anyone goes into the community and they just sell for whatever reason, that's their business. They invested.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even like some other wells been like, hey, I'm gonna sell. I'm like, gonna do it. That's your decision. And I hope whatever you go into works for you. It's sad if you go into a rug, and a number of times I've done this. There's another time too, actually, when people were throwing a lot of money at Rock. It was like Rock, and Dork coming. And this is the first time we ran up to like a $4 million market cap. Really quickly, and we were sitting around 2, and everyone was freaking out because they probably overinvested, and they did a DCA from like 50K to 4, which they would have been hell of up, but they did over a timeline. And a lot of money was going in this Rock token that's currently like 20K market cap from, I think it ran up to something ridiculous like 15 million, and a lot of them got wrecked on it because, you know, these anonymous, no accountable teams that had taxes that you don't know where the money's going, but it's attractive to run into this thing that's going up, to invest into it. And it's sad when you see it happen, because, you know, they say a lot of times like everyone believes we all going to make it, but unfortunately the crypto space is built off of a lot of folks that need money right now. They have a problem in their life and they need 100x tomorrow, and they're going to gravitate towards anything that is saying that's a possibility. That people are saying that this will happen, not can happen, say it will happen. If you are dumb, if you don't invest, if you don't ape your life savings, you're not going to make it. And that's a lot of the space out there. And the projects that will do well, and actually, in my opinion, make a lot of people, the majority, a lot of money, are the boring ones. They're the ones that are, I like to call them the blue chips, like this boring as Ethereum. It's DCA into Ethereum. A lot of people be up an insane amount of money if they just DCA into Ethereum back when it was what, $1,500 market per coin. But instead they play these fast games and they get wrecked, you know, losing tens of thousands of dollars. You know, hell, they could just bought Bitcoin at 15K. You know, a lot of people, we have a lot of money right now. But that's not attractive to folks. They want 100x tomorrow. And that's something that we don't do in our community. We don't say things we're going to do 100x tomorrow or 1000x tomorrow. And we do see people that rotate out because of that, because a lot of people, when you're front facing, they can actually talk to the devs or to the founders. They want fundamental guarantee that this is going to happen. You know, like, when are you going to push this thing, or when is this going to go up? Tell me when the price is going to go up. And when you say, I can't tell you that, or it can happen at any point, they're like, okay, you're not going to push, or it's not going to happen, and then they rotate out. I'm like, well, that's fine. Bye. Hope you do well, essentially. But it's just the space how it is, and it's sad that 95% of the space is people promising people things anonymously, and then they're getting wrecked. You know.
Yeah, man. Nah,
How
nah.
how you play.
Like that's one of the reasons that I was kind of like drawn to you guys' project. You feel me? Because believe it or not, I had already like I don't know where I stumbled across one of you guys' videos before, but I was watching one of your videos. Had to been like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and I didn't take nothing from it. Then I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? They got you know I don't know where I don't know if it was YouTube or where it was. And then I heard you talk into space. And I was like, oh yeah, this guy's legit. But I'm really loving the teamwork here, man. And especially to Nadina, man. We need more women in crypto. So it's good to see, you know, her not even just in crypto, but coding and developing, creating something, man. You know, this is shows you that this space can only grow from here. Because I believe that, you know, in my opinion, that's a staple to what's to come. And just seeing you guys work together, man, and developing this great project, man. I'm excited to see where it goes at in the future. But yeah, I deal with that too, man. With the community, when this, when that, when this, and it's like just have patience, man. Patience is a virtue. And then when you execute, it's like, you know. And I got a huge Discord, so I had to come to the realization that you can't please everybody, right? There was probably about 75% of my Discord that missed all of this, right? Only 25% bought in. You know, most of them doubted. Most of them doubted, didn't believe it. Oh, it's Millie, whatever. We know how influencers token go. But now that they see what they see, they like, man, I should have got in there in the beginning. Yeah, you should have gotten in the beginning. And to add, I missed one of you guys' Flame Links tokens, and he did a 33x, and I'm not missing the next one. I'm not missing the next one. I will be having a little B&B on side. I said I was gonna help my boy Breeze out, and then I see this joint 33x, and I said, okay, next time they drop the one of them 1K one, I will be there with some B&B.
That's the cool thing about the flaming tokens. You can just put in if the BNB chains, you put in $10, you know, and you can do like several $100s off of that, you know, quickly. Yeah,
Yes.
and that's what the play, and you get earned. That's why on ETH you can always play the game on ETH because the Gwei is 200 Gwei. You're spending $200-300 in gas alone, and so you go into ETH with weight, you're gonna spend thousands of dollars to justify that. But if you only want to put like $10 in or $100 in, you can do that on BNB and still participate in the ecosystem. But one thing I'll add too, where you said like you can't satisfy everyone, and that's just going to be the lights of actually running a products that bought at this point that are happy. They sell on the folks that bought at this point, and then those folks become your new people. And it's always a cycling game where your community is just changing from people that bought at one point and they're unhappy and they wanted to go up immediately. And then when it does, they're happy and they're out. So it's constant. You have some that stay, but majority of them won't. I mean, I've said this 1,000 times, even at 5K market cap. I wonder if anyone can hold just $10 worth of earn to $1 billion market cap. And I'll be honest, I think 99% of people, even in our community, won't be able to, you know, get to that point. Not even $10, you know. And I see every other day, I see someone sell their entire bag and not leave even $10 in it. And it just validates, you know, what I think is going to happen. And it's difficult. And people say, oh, I would have had SHIB and I could have like had millions of dollars. I'm like, no, you couldn't. I mean, maybe if you got arrested or something and you lost access to your wallet or something like that.
I just saw a tweet the other day. The question was, what was the biggest mistake you've made in crypto so far? And then one person answered that I believed the people that say they hold, that they actually hold.
Yeah.
It's like everybody says they're here for the long run, they're holding and whatever, but most of them, they can't even leave a little bit, you know, in their wallet for just letting it take off.
No one does. I posted something today on our X account. Someone that actually, they put in 1 ETH, and even at today's price, that 1 ETH would have been worth $250,000 worth of earn.
I seen that post. Yeah, that's insane.
And they dumped their entire bag a few days later. And then I'm like, they went to go trade stuff. You know, I don't know how it played out. I hope it played out well. I don't think it played out as well as they would have sat still, but. That's how it is, you know. But
I agree 110%. And you know, for the chat out there, don't get us wrong over here. Like we've you know, Mike just said it a little bit earlier. Like we preach, like take your profits. You know what I'm saying? We're not against that. You know what I mean? But I guess the what we're saying is just be responsible. Don't take your profits and then lose all your profits in the next day. You know what I mean? Like at least, you know, make your crypto work for itself. But I think when people are in projects that are sub 1,000 holders and sell before they even get to 1,000 holders, that's risky. That's risky because especially if the dev is showing his face, constantly building, he's saying he's going to do something and then executes. I'm gonna keep my bag till we get a little bit more holders. That's just me. You know what I mean? Like selling sub 1,000 holders for something that you see constantly growing. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually how I invest in things too. I look at projects that have actual legitimate people behind them, and that's
Right.
what I invest in. Investing in the individuals behind the project. I look at the tech too, how it's configured. You know, there's something that's inflation there. I'm probably gonna look at a little side and I'm like, how's it gonna work out? You know, like, is this like the US dollar?
Yes, yeah. Speaking of that, to touch on the U.S. dollar thing, because I know you got a, you know, great mind about these things. Fed cut. When do you think that we officially get that Fed cut and that monetary easing that we all want in the crypto space?
I think there are like worldwide many rate cuts planned across across the globe, like hundreds of rate cuts.
Yeah.
And given that there is an election, I'm sure they're somehow coordinating that.
Of course, they want to be elected.
You don't want to make it difficult for businesses
That's a great point.
No.
That's a great point.
Probably soon.
Yeah. But then afterwards, it's going to get bad again.
Yeah, it's going to go worse.
It's going to get worse. It's going to be worse. Yeah.
Hold on now. When the bear market gonna start? Let me know now. When the bear market gonna start? What we got to? 2026?
I think it could be mid-25 actually.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree because I believe the bull market started in January 2023. If you look at the 6-month chart and the yearly charts, you'll see that we're already putting in those four candles. That's the bull market. So we only got like one or two candles left. Really just one. And when people say like, oh, well, I think the peak of the bull run is going to be next year, 2025. I don't know about that. I feel like we've already been running.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. It could be by the summer, maybe by fall. But I think it's definitely gonna be this year.
Yeah.
I
mean, the peak of it.
The peak of it's gonna be this year sometime, and that's gonna be it. And then you gotta look at another 4 years out. So everyone's ready for it.
Sheesh. It seemed like it was just yesterday. We started like Bitcoin was at 15K. I know you mentioned that. It was crazy to see it at 70K. If you've been here since it was 15K, it's like wow. You know,
It surprised me. It came quicker than I thought. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking of another few months of like very annoying,
Yeah.
difficult time.
That's how it was back in 21. We looked at it was like what 16K, 17K. Then one day, oh, Bitcoin's above its all-time high. That's weird. And then the news was talking about it a few weeks later, and then everything just started running. You know, and then you look up one day and you can't find anything that's legitimate that hasn't already gone up like 100x. You know.
I remember that back then I actually bought quite a bit of Bitcoin when it was around 24,000.
Yeah.
It seemed so high.
Expensive, yeah.
Right? Expensive, yeah. But then when you look back now,
yeah.
that was a surprise, you know. So that's the crazy thing about it. It's probably not going to be much different in like 3-4 years.
Oh, not long. People be like, I wish I could have got Bitcoin underneath $100,000. Yeah.
I mean, we're already starting to see altcoins rebound today. You know what I'm saying? Like that dip didn't even last that long. If you look at the hour chart, it's like, wow, they already starting to bounce back. So it's just, you know, foreshadowing that altcoin season is away. You know, usually when BTC hits that all-time high, two things happen. They say Bitcoin doubles in less than 18 days, and they say in 2 to 3 weeks we get that massive altcoin season. So I'm just excited for where our projects to go. We've been hanging for about an hour, so I'm gonna close it out like this. I wanna know what you guys got coming, man. You know, what can we expect from the Earn token, and any closing statements for you guys that you want to share, or maybe drop some gems or some alpha that you ain't shared nowhere else.
Yeah, so like I said, we do launches of these Flame tokens roughly every single week. So follow the community, participate in those. Like I said, they start off really low at 1K market cap. You can get in with a couple of bucks. I'm talking like $5, $10. If you want to participate, you get earn tokens automatically airdrop to you if you get it hold. There's actually several other flaming tokens that are out there with some really cool people behind them. Check out 0x177, 0x13, 21, 156. We just launched 2 today. 222 and also 237. I think this was super early, in my opinion. Once Earn starts taking off, which I think is inevitable, just based on how it's all set up, I expect these to trail behind between 1% and 5% in regards to market cap. And so, like 1% puts these things, at like 30K, 50K, 100K. I mean, just as Earn goes up, they're connected directly to Earn. I mean, you go to the website, you see drop-down lists that shows up all these Flame tokens that are there. And Nadeem is actually working on a cool page that just has them moving across so you can see which one to select to get into. So if you want low entry but high returns, then check out a Flame token. You still get Earn. If you have more money to throw around, just buy Earn on ETH and just park it there. I mean, everything ties back to Earn on ETH. You can't mint a Flameling or Flame token, a Flame NFT without having Earn. So everything's about Earn. Everything's about earning more Earn. If you're inside the TG2, we randomly throughout the day, we have this cool integration with C Wallet where we just randomly give out free airdrops. So if you're inside the TG and you're messaging and talking, randomly I just do airdrops and give away free Earn to people. And that's just a way to get engagement up. And it's just free money you just get for this participating in the Telegram. I've done that quite a few times the last few days for people that are actively just talking or just messaging in the Telegram, So, Earn goes, in my opinion, to $5 per token. You get 25 Earn tokens. That's pretty nice for just saying hi in the Telegram. So, yeah, participation, it's big. And we reward people for just that earn it, essentially.
Yeah, and what we actually haven't mentioned within this hour, we have a partnership with Ultima and
yes, I forgot about that.
So the Atlantis Digital Assets, or City of Atlantis, which is building an entire Web3 economy. And Earn will be the reserve currency. So Earn BNB will be the reserve currency of the ecosystem. And the partnership with Ultima will get Earn onto a credit card, so you can actually use your Earn to purchase items. But they're also very legitimate projects that want to do it the right way. So they need to acquire licenses and stuff. So that's a little bit of a slower moving pace. But yeah, in the upcoming months, I'm sure we're going to get updates about that and some news.
Which would be massive because, like I said, it makes Earn the reserve currency for this ecosystem. So every time someone deposits money, such like a bank, they're earning Earn yield automatically. And that Earn comes from the chart. So we're creating all these systems that just add more and more buy pressure to this ecosystem that's already designed to go up from its origination. So, I mean, the alpha would be, it's like, accumulate Earn comfortably as you can and just enjoy the ride. It's safe, it's legit, contracts are announced. We're a legitimate team. We don't talk about the funds that we have to keep this going, but it's something that I can say, we're going to keep at it for a long time because we just have the means to do so.
Love it, good brother. Appreciate you guys, man. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, because I'm all about supporting communities that support what we got as well. So make sure you guys, you can always come hang around with us at the J5 community as well. We got some wonderful things going. So, we come with open hands. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm full supporter of you guys. I got my own personal bag. I'm riding this thing out. Like what my boy said in the chat, earn to billions. Hey, we riding it out, baby. We riding it out. So whenever, you want to come hang around the Discord, just chill, you know what I'm saying? Or, just say drop some alpha, feel free, man. Whether you hold the token or not, you know what I'm saying? I respect what you guys got going on. And, we got to do this again, man. We got to do this again. Whether we're talking about altcoins, I don't know if y'all guys hold crypto or you just earn. I don't know if you got your own little portfolio outside of Earn.
Oh, we got some altcoins, yeah. Yeah, we do.
So we definitely got to do this again, man. But Chat, make sure you go check out the links. I dropped the links inside the chat, man. And comment after we close this live down and let me know, when if you want to see me get these guys on again, man, because I rock with them. I see y'all going crazy to chat. Earn. That's what I like. I like to see it. Mike, Nadia, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. I know y'all busy people always working, and we definitely going to do this again.
Sounds great, man. Thanks for having us on, and thank everyone for taking the time to listen to us talk about crypto.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.